The woman in your life will do what she must do to comfort you and calm you down and let you rest now. The woman in your life, she can rest so easily. She knows everything you do because the woman in your life is you.
Hello everybody and welcome to Women's Spaces. My name is Elaine Holtz and I'm your host and also the producer of this wonderful show. And I am so excited. Believe it or not, we are live. We are live here in Santa Rosa and I am so excited. And the reason we're live is, and this, by the way, what's in front of me is a microphone, so don't let it scare you. But here I am live in Santa Rosa, and what we're celebrating today is 1 million rising. You know, Eve Ensler, who was the creator of the Vagina Monologues, and I'm so proud. I know they're watching all over the world. I'm wearing my V. I was also in the Vagina Monologues. I read a part called The Flood, and it was so exciting. I could not believe it. And my hat goes off to Eve Ensler. I mean, my goodness, not only is she creative, but what she has done through the Vagina Monologue and now this 1 million rising is she has brought women across the globe together to dance, to strike, to dance, and to rise. And you know, when I was thinking about it, before I did this, when I was planning the show, I was thinking about rising. And I want you folks to know that this is really a rise for me because this is the first time I've ever come on live. And I'm telling you, I am just shaking. I am so excited. But I'm surrounded by friends and I'm surrounded by a lot of hope because this whole 1 billion rising has given me tremendous hope. Here in Sonoma County, because that's where we're recording from, I'm at the Community Media Center of the North Bay, which is in Santa Rosa, California, and we are part of Sonoma County, California, which is known as the wine country. And what's happening here in Sonoma County is we have women dancing in Petaluma, Healdsburg, Santa Rosa, Windsor, Sebastopol, all over. And to all my friends out there who are watching, I just want to say thank you so much for your loving support and for all the things that you have done for me now, in the past, in the future, and all the wonderful things. As you can tell, I'm very excited. This is a real stretch. Mm-hmm. And another thing I was thinking about as far as rising goes, I remember when I was in kindergarten, they wrote on my report card, Elaine should understand that children should be seen and not heard. Well, my teacher should see me now. Right, children should see me now. You know, nobody has to listen to that. You know, we need a voice. As women, the whole idea of 1 million rising is for the world to see that we have a voice and that we are protesting all the violence that is put upon us with our children, with the wars that are going on, and all the different things that are happening in our world. I mean, it is so sad. And the fact that Eve Ensler did this wonderful thing, I mean, I can't thank her enough. I can't tell her how impressed I am. I can't tell her how grateful I am. Well, you know, I'm not alone in the studio here. I have two wonderful guests. I have a wonderful woman by the name of Sharon Messner, who is a dear friend, and she is the founder of a program called the Women's School out here in Sebastopol, California. So as you can tell, there's a lot of exciting stuff going on here in Sonoma County. And with her is another dear friend of mine, Sharon Cha-Cha. I love that name, Cha-Cha Tracy. So welcome, ladies. Welcome to Women's Spaces.
Thank you.
What a day this is. Can you believe this? This is just really exciting.
A great opportunity to be here and
yes.
celebrate together.
Oh, we're just going to be like all women do. We're just going to be excited. In fact, I'm going to flash something, you know, because they gave me this wonderful, hi everybody. It is Valentine's Day, so we might as well enjoy ourselves. Well, look at, you know the way I like to start the show out. Tell me just a little bit about yourself. You know, Sharon, why don't you start? Let us know a little bit about that wonderful concept, the Women's School.
Okay, well, that's the most important thing in my life. I have a dedication to working with women, to empowering the feminine, to esteeming the feminine, to helping us realize what wonderful, magnificent, special creatures we are, and that without us, the world wouldn't even exist. And if it did exist, it would be in such sad shape. We women bring a lot to the planet. And we are worth being treated well, we're worth being celebrated, we're worth being honored and respected. And if people don't give us that, we have to stand up and ask for it. And that's what we're doing on this day with 1 Billion Rising. So, it gives me, this activity gives me an opportunity to express that part of myself and do it in communion with my sisters, with my friends. So I'm very excited to be here. So that really is why I'm here more than about myself. But, about myself, I do have a nonprofit that does that through empowerment classes and through networking women and providing women opportunity to do things.
Well, tell us a little bit about, that's what 1 Billion Rising is all about, Sharon. It's all about empowerment. Tell us, what does it mean when you say you're going to be teaching empowerment to women?
Well, that is a really good question. It took me a long time to figure that out. I didn't really even know what empowerment meant or felt like. But it really comes down to finding your own self, to knowing who you are, to being able to ask for what you want. And that's not such an easy process because we've come from this culture where women have been erased as women. We're here as employees, we're here as, we make babies, we feed people, but who we are as women is not respected. So for us to figure out what it is we want, what it is we need, what it is we value, and how to speak up for that is a huge change. And that's what we try and do through our classes, help people discover who they really are and how to speak up effectively for who they are and what they want.
Well, I know for myself, I've gone to a few of your events, and they're just so wonderful to see women gathering and coming together. And I think that's what this day is all about. Mm-hmm. It's about women gathering and saying, no more. No more. We've had enough. We've had enough with these wars. We've had enough with all these rapes that are going on. I mean, can you believe it? Legitimate rape, that they even had that discussion. And here Eve Ensler calls for all the women to gather across the globe. And here we are in Santa Rosa. It's just amazing to me. Cha-Cha, why don't you, I know you're part of the board on the women's school, mm-hmm. and I know that you've been very, very active. Why don't you just talk a little bit about what does this day mean to you? I notice you're wearing your red and your black and you're so happy. Just what does this day mean to you today?
This is a day of love, as is every day to me. First of all, I'm a human, I'm a woman, I'm a joyous woman, I'm spiritual, I'm an artist. I'm very excited about this event today. And tonight, going to dance in Petaluma, dance and drum, and it's just going to be wonderful. But my big concern is perpetuating the sacred feminine, letting women know their power, women and girls know their power, and give a venue for them to express it as well.
Well, I think that's what's happening today, and that's what is just so thrilling to me. And I want my viewers to. I'm going to flash the screen on Cha-Cha and Sharon, and I want them to look and see in the back. You can see some of the art that's been done with this, and I'm going to flash. This is here. Their logo, strike, dance, and rise, which I just think is just amazing to me. I just can't get over that Eve Ensler just pulled this whole thing together and that she has women across the globe dancing. Well, let me ask both of you, what is so inspiring about this today? I mean, why did you want to get involved? What was your motivation? Go ahead, Sharon.
Well, it's fun to celebrate. We don't have enough reasons to even celebrate and enough things to celebrate about. So to have something good to celebrate about is wonderful. And to dance is joyous, to have a voice through dance rather than through war or fighting or something like that is inspiring and energizing. All my friends like to dance all day long. So gathering together is just a thrilling, feeling like I'm doing this with. I watch things on YouTube from South Africa, from the Philippines, from Paris, from Germany. I can't even remember where else, but all over the world I saw from, did I say Africa? Africa? It was joyful to think that I could be connected to those people, even though I'm far away. It was a wonderful feeling.
And how about you, Cha-Cha?
For me, I've been an activist for many, many, many years. You can probably see I've been around the block a few times.
Oh, we're twin sisters, honey. We're twin sisters. Come on. I've been around the block. I've been around the block about 4 times. So Go ahead.
Well, to see women finally being empowered is so awesome to me. With all the things that I've experienced. I spent 33 years in San Francisco and was part of the women's movement there, the gay and lesbian movement. Many, many things that I was involved in. But this is one of the biggest things that I have been involved with, and the fact that it's happening worldwide, I have chills right now just thinking about it. It's happening everywhere.
While we're talking, women are dancing all over the world. And I want to do a shout out right now. I want people to notice that I'm wearing my code pink button. I want to say hello if Medea Benjamin is out there listening, a dear friend, and I want to say hello to Jody also, who started. Both of them are co-founders with Code Pink, and I want to just do a shout out to them. Well, when you talk about, that's a very interesting thing. There's one thing you mentioned. You said about being, in the gay and lesbian community. Mm-hmm. To my lesbian sisters out there, I say it's time that we healed. We are women, and that's the whole thing about 1 billion rising. We are rising together. And as women, we support each other 1,000%. I found that when I was in the Women's Studies Department at Sonoma State, one of the things that really bothered me is that there was a division among women. There was the gay women, the straight women, the I don't know women, the black women, the white, all these divisions. And today, with 1 billion rising, it is the day that we all come together. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. So go ahead, a little bit more about you, about one of those blocks you ran around.
Well, I come from a time when women didn't have opportunities to express their feminine side at all. Didn't know of feminine power. It just was a thing that was never spoken about. So little by little to see everything come together to where we are now, stronger and stronger, and I want to see that continue. It just thrills me. I really don't have a lot of words to say. I'm just kind of in awe of this whole thing. I'm very.
Well, that's a good word. Well, one of the things that is so interesting about this 1 billion rising is the whole idea of women speaking out. A while back, I interviewed a woman by the name of Linda Ferro. And Linda Ferro wrote this beautiful, beautiful song called Please, Please, Peace. And I was talking to her on the phone the other night, and she was trying to figure out when she wrote it. It was either when the Iraq War or the Afghanistan War. It was one of the wars that broke out, and she was sleeping at night and woke up, and then all of a sudden she thought, I've just had enough. And she wrote this beautiful song called Please, Peace, which I am going to play in just a moment. But I want to just read and get your thought on just some of the words, the beginning words that she's talking about. She says, "What were you thinking? What did you think we'd do? Stay small, stay silent, or think more like you? Go ahead and try to sleep tonight. We will stay awake. We will keep watching for our children's sake."
Hallelujah.
Just listen to what the beautiful words. Go ahead. What were you saying, Sharon, about that?
Oh, that's beautiful. I was reading Marianne Williamson, and she talks about something similar. She talks about women coming into their queendom, moving from being a princess who doesn't really have control over their emotions and hasn't been seasoned, and how powerful it is to be a queen. And that's something that's unknown in our in our culture, just like Cha-Cha was saying, but moving into this is very powerful for us. Can I see the words again?
Sure. They're just beautiful. They're just...
Yeah, they are.
They're absolutely...
What I really was triggered for me was the part about staying awake. That's what we need to do. We're trying to be conscious of... We've been asleep for a couple thousand years as women in this culture. Other cultures, they're more aware of their role as women. But we as life givers and life nurturers, that role was diminished in the Greeks. They relegated women to the back of the house And they would rather have had their children without. Zeus had Athena was born out of his head. They really didn't want to have women around if they could help it. They would rather have not there even been women. So how do we find something glorious in ourselves? To deal with that, we kind of had to go to sleep. And now we're waking up. All over the world, we're waking up and with the same message that is, we are important, we are beautiful, we give a lot, and the things that we value are for the benefit of all. And we are trying to stay awake to that and to learn and to expressing that.
No wonder they picked you to do the invocation in Petaluma. I couldn't have said it more beautifully. Before I get into the song, because I'm going to play the song Cha-Cha, we have some other women that we're going to be rolling in here. Is there any last word that oh my goodness, any other word that you would like to say to our listening and our viewing audience?
Rise, shine, walk your talk, be in joy.
Oh, that's beautiful, Cha-Cha. That's beautiful. We're going to listen right now. We're going to watch, rather, and listen to Linda Ferro's Please Peace. And after that, I'm going to bring Potenza in. And it's very, very interesting. So many people got involved with me in this project. And one of the people is Potenza. And Potenza is a very, very interesting woman. She does what is known as the hearts of the world. And she's actually done a special heart for our show here in Santa Rosa. But before we get into talking to Potenza and before we show the heart, what we're going to do right now is, and something, folks, I'm live, and I'm also doing all the equipment. Can you imagine when I first walked into this room, if there's any women out there who want to get into television or radio or do any of these things, just watching me is enough to give anybody confidence. I walked into this room about 7 years ago and I said, I won't touch anything. And here I am, and I have my mentor, my beautiful Mary Harmon out there kind of cheering me on, saying, oh my God, Elaine's really live. But what I'm doing is I'm going to cue up right now Linda Ferro's song, and enjoy. And then when we come back, we're going to talk to Potenza. So here we go. Linda Ferro with Please Peace.
What were you thinking? What did you think we'd do? Stay small, stay silent, or think more like you. Go ahead and try to sleep tonight. We will stay awake. We will keep watching for our children's sake. And the lullaby we'll sing is please, 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 peace. And we'll keep on singing, keep on, till the day we die. You will hear a mighty cry. You will hear it. You will hear a mighty cry. You will hear it. You will hear a mighty cry. You will hear it. Please, 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 please.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, folks, but as far as I'm concerned, that song deserves a Grammy. It is just so beautiful. And thank you so much, Linda, for being such a good friend. And I got to tell you a little secret. I called Linda last night and I said, Linda, I'm calling you because I know you understand about what it's like to be a first. And thank you so much for your support. And thank you so much for allowing us to use that beautiful, beautiful song. Please, peace. That's all we want, folks. We just want peace and love and compassion. We want a place for our children. You know, I remember when I was growing up, we were all in the streets running around having a good time. Now you hardly even see kids on the street. I mean, it's pathetic what's happening in our world. That's why it's so important. 1 billion rising. That's why the women's school is so important. That's why songs like Please Peace are so important. And that's why what Eve Ansler is doing with 1 billion rising. And I just found out something else to make me even more nervous. We are also streaming on KBBF, our bilingual station. And I don't know if you folks know, but in Santa Rosa, KBBF was the first bilingual station in the world. And I am happy to announce that Women's Spaces is on KBBF every Monday morning from 11 to 12. And my co-producer, Evelina Molina, is actually encouraging me to come in every week and do it live. And I know she's listening. And happy Valentine's, Evelina. I'm so sorry you can't be here, but I want to send lots and lots and lots of love. Well, without further ado, I'm going to introduce one of my newest friends, and a woman I consider to be beyond anything that I have ever experienced, to be honest with you. And I'm going to hold something up here. Potenza has been doing this for years. She does it's called the Hearts
of the World. The Hearts of the World.
The Hearts of the World. Boy, I went blank on that one. The Hearts of the World. And I want to show this here, right here, if you can see. It's upside down. Now we're going to go. Remember, folks, we're live, and this is public access. But this is the heart of the world for the United States. And what I'd like people to do is just focus on this. You know, just send out a message of love and compassion to all the people in our beautiful country, and hope that they will go into their hearts and they will start seeking more peace and more love. You know, we're trying to get some gun control here, you know, and people are resisting. Why are they resisting? The first question should always be, is it good for the children? And it's good for the children to have some controls. So anyway, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Potenza. And Potenza, welcome to Women's Spaces once again.
Thank you.
Well, welcome. And you know, I want you to ask us a little bit, answer a question. What is inspiring you about today's show, about today's events?
Well, many years ago, more than 20 years ago, I made a commitment to use my brushes to make a difference. And I've done that. I did a project called Blessed Are Women, which is really is about the historical and mythical history of the power of women. And so why would I not be, how could you not be a woman and be involved in 1 billion rising?
How could you be a woman
and not be involved with 1 billion rising?
Oh, I know. I mean, how could you, and I was amazed to find out how many women really didn't know about it because of the mainstream media not covering it as much as they should.
Really?
Well, you know, what was it like when I first called you up on the phone and I said, Potenza, I'm doing this live show in honor of 1 billion rising, and I would like you to design a heart. What was your first thought when I asked you that?
Well, first of all, you didn't say it was live.
Oh,
thank you. Actually, I pulled this idea from a previous piece to put unity together and to have these hearts entwined, and it's perfect for for women. It's perfect. And on this day, Valentine's Day, I thought it was a perfect image to have these hearts entwined.
Well, what was your feeling? Did any feelings come up? Any thoughts while you were doing it?
The only way that we can actually make a difference in this arena that Eve Ensler has so wonderfully fought is the joining, is the unity. And that's the only way we can actually make a difference. And it's happened over and over again historically, and especially in recent history. When we get together, we can make things happen. And so that's what unity is about.
Well, you know, the one thing that I fear, though, is that I fear that we're all going to just dance this one day and we're not going to do anything afterwards. That's why it's so important, I think, for people, particularly women that are dancing, to get the feeling of what it's like when we join, what the power of being together and the power of rising, of saying no more. I mean, I'm going to play later on, I'm going to play the song that is actually the theme of the whole situation. It's such a powerful song. It just makes you want to dance and yell and run through the street. Well, tell us, go ahead.
Actually, I got on their website a few times, 1 Billion Rising. And it's not a one-day event. This is a life-changing event. But I did get on the live stream and I saw Colombia and Congo and the Philippines and Brazil and Atlanta and Chicago, and it was pretty amazing. And I don't think you can stop that, and I never thought for one moment it was just a one-day event. I thought this was the celebration of the beginning of this 1 billion rising.
Well, I want to take that into my heart and say it out loud. It's a celebration. And it's only the beginning of our rising. It's only the beginning. Well, now what I would like to do is I would like to show our viewing audience, I'm sorry the listening audience can't see this, but I want to show them the beautiful heart. Potenza designed this heart particularly for today. It's just absolutely beautiful. I'm going to pull it out a little bit. As you can see, it's hearts intertwined. Do you want to explain this a little bit, Potenza? What is your thought on it?
Well, there's all different colors and shapes and sizes, and they're hearts. And it just represents what it takes. What it takes to have an organization that says 1 billion rising. Thank you, Eve Ensler.
Oh, definitely. Thank you so much, Eve. I mean, you know, one of the things that I loved about her, I remember when I first understood about like I told my viewing audience, that there's my little V, which is going upside down. Here we go. I understand that they're running out of these, too, so this might be a collector's item one day. But they gave everybody that was in the performances a V, and they gave everybody in the audience, and I want my viewing and listening audience to know that everybody that's on the show today is going to be getting one of these beautiful hearts that Potenza designed, and I'm really proud of it. So tell us a little bit more about your heart to the world. Well, how did you get inspired? I mean, what was your first heart?
Well, my first heart was a coincidence, really. Someone came to my door asking for food and clothing for the Kurds. This is a long time ago. And I thought, this American heart. And then I decided to paint this American heart. And then Rajiv Gandhi, who had written to me about my work, was assassinated. And so I did this Heart of India. And then I decided, well, if I've done two, I may as well do the whole world. Little did I know 20 years later. But anyway, what I do is I take the flag of each country and turn it into a heart using the design and the colors so that it's recognizable, it's recognizably the flag, but it's turned into a heart. You know, the flag is a nationalistic symbol, but the heart is a universally understood symbol. So changing the flag into the heart was that statement that every child everywhere deserves to be safe, and war one day will be obsolete. Pretty powerful statement.
It's already obsolete, really.
Yes.
It's just we haven't realized it. But what a wonderful project. What a wonderful thing to do. Yes.
Thank you.
And I'd love to see them all.
So inspiring.
On your website, right?
So inspiring. So absolutely inspiring.
Thank you.
What special message, or what would you like to tell the viewers and listeners just about what's in your heart today? You know, anything you'd like to share before we bring on we have a few other guests that are going to be coming on, and I'm just so excited about this. I mean, I can't believe it. One of the things about doing live television is that adrenaline is just running through you like crazy, and being with you two fabulous women I can't thank you enough. But tell me just real quick, what's in your heart? What kind of message would you like to tell everybody?
Well, since this is the day for the stopping of violence against women, actually what's in my heart is pain and compassion and lack of understanding. I have a lack of understanding. I don't understand this violence against women, and that is painful. And I know you wanted this on an upbeat, but I absolutely am committed to this fabulous idea of this uniting to create this new conversation. No, it is not okay. It is just not okay. And that's the only thing that's in my heart right now. It is not okay. And this can change, and it will change. And because we're here. Think of how fantastic that is, that we're here. We are here saying this will change. 1 billion rising. I'm all for it. That's what I want to say.
Well, you know, Potenza, I could not have said it any better. That was absolutely, I mean, what a compliment to women's spaces to have such powerful women. I mean, just what a compliment. And I want to show your heart before we let you go. There's the heart. And thank you, Potenza. What a beautiful heart. What do you think of that heart, Sharon?
I think it's fabulous. I wish we had a bumper sticker of it. Wouldn't that make a great bumper sticker? I'd love to put that on my car.
Oh, yes, I know. And here we have another guest that just walked in. Hey, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
And here we have a beautiful young woman by the name of Vicchi Oleski. Now, you know, Vicchi, this is really an exciting day, you know, and I want to welcome you from the bottom of my heart to Women's Spaces. So, you know, tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, one of the things I can tell our listening and viewing audience is that Vicchi has I would call it a healing center. And she has made it available. In fact, I'm going to be teaching a class there on February 27th on the joy of public speaking, giving women a voice, just like Potenza said. 1 million rising. I mean, oh my God, what she just said was just so touching to me. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Vicchi. You know, just an overview. You know, who's Vicchi Oleski?
Vicchi Oleski. Who am I? Oh, I'm several different things at several different times. Right now, I have a couple projects, one of which is Radiant Being Beauty and Health in Sebastopol. And Sharon has her women's school campus in the hair salon there. Louder.
Yeah.
And so we have about 10 to 11 practitioners there. Their practice, chiropractic, acupuncture, life coaching, an assortment of different of body work. And it's really focused on self-empowerment. So personally, I have a small practice that I help people to remember who they are. It sounds a little wooey, but mostly what people, women and men, and what their sole purpose is, to bring it into practical form.
You know, when you say wooey, or I always say woohoo, you know, one of the things that is very important that people have to recognize is that this is not a woohoo. Mm-hmm. You know, people call themselves Christians in our nation. We have on our money, one world under God, you know. I mean, that's what we say. And what is the main message of any Christianity? Love your neighbor as yourself. How can you love your neighbor if you don't love yourself? Mm-hmm. I mean, everything is a projection. So don't, you know, get that word out. No more woohoos or whatever. It's a reality. You know, we need to find our voice. We need to come out more. And it's people like you and Sharon who are opening your hearts and your space and your wisdom and teaching other women how to do that. And I think it's very important. And just for my viewers and listeners, you know, you might think, oh boy, look at, she's doing a live television show and she's got all. No, I was not always this way. It takes work. It takes looking at yourself. It takes going inward, and it takes being in classes and going to seminars and God knows therapy and everything else that we have to go through to recover from being a woman. I mean, goodness. So go ahead, continue, Vicchi. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Thank you.
She's also a mother.
Thank you.
I don't know if you're going to remember to say that, but
well, you're a mother too.
Yes, and as are you, and you're a grandmother.
Well, I'm a grandmother. Well, I'm the oldest one in the room, but that's okay. So go ahead.
Not by much. It makes things very real, though, to be a mother. I think
it does. It really brings things present to be a mother, and also just to serve people. I think that's the real message today. 1 billion rising is, and just the live show. You know, everything is always live, whether it's taped in the, you know, is that we're always live.
That's a good point.
And I think the thing that most moves me today is the, and Sharon, you brought it up about the consciousness, about bringing who we are to present day, to the present moment. 1 billion, 1 billion. Live program, and the concentrated focus of all of us doing this in a space of time together really concentrates the energy.
And elevates it.
And elevates it, yes, thank you. And that's what's moving to me today.
Well, it is. It's very exciting. And one of the things that Potenza, when I remember when I first interviewed her the first time, one of the statements she made that really just stuck in my mind forever was 1 heart at a time. And now it's 1 woman at a time, 1 billion. I mean, my goodness. I mean, it's just amazing. I wonder.
You have to start with yourself. You have to start with yourself. And I think when you're a mother, you also realize that all of the interconnections that go on in the world affect your child, affect your child rearing. I mean, you don't like sending your children out into a dangerous world. You know that having a connected consciousness, a positive connection consciousness, is very important.
One of the things that when I was listening before I got called in was about heart math and how our electromagnetic energy around our heart is very, very powerful. And it connects on a level with one another. It's a very unseen electromagnetic wave.
You mean that we're connecting with each other
on a heart
all
way.
The time, and a heart
all the time,
even with we're not conscious of it.
Whether we're conscious of it or not, we are connected. It is and is.
That's why we can connect with women all over the world, I think, because we're all aligned on this heart level. We all know the value of life. We all know what it takes to protect and nurture life. It doesn't matter what color you are, what your race is, like you were saying before. It doesn't matter your ethnicity. It doesn't matter what language you speak. We all have this in common, this knowledge of what's important. We all have the same knowledge. So that's, I think, why it's so easy for us to unite with women from anywhere, you know, the Congo or Laos or Australia or Norway. We all have that heart vibe.
Well, you ladies help me move into the next tape, the next DVD that I'm going to play. There was a woman by the name of Michelle Schreiza. I hope I pronounced her name. Michelle, if you're watching, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. And another singer. I unfortunately lost my script, so I don't have everybody's names the way I should. The Poltergeist. Ken, if you're watching, the Poltergeist took the script. But I found this wonderful song and this wonderful art. It's just art of women across the world. And I contacted her immediately, and I said, my goodness, you know, I have got to show this song on my show. And so here we go. This is called Women's Spirit. And thank you so much, Michelle, and thank you so much, Karen, for allowing me to use it. Here we go.
Perfection is complete. Woman's spirit is graceful. Woman Woman, spirit is passion. Woman, spirit is birth. Woman's power unfolding to honor life on earth. Woman's spirit is beauty. Woman's spirit is beauty. Woman's spirit runs deep. Woman's spirit runs deep. Woman loves with compassion. Loves with compassion. Our perfection is complete. Our perfection is complete. Woman's spirit is graceful. Woman's spirit is graceful. Woman's spirit is wise. Woman's spirit is wise. Woman's spirit is moving. Woman's spirit is moving. Bringing love into our lives. Woman's spirit is passion. Woman's spirit is passion. Woman's spirit is birth. Woman's spirit is birth. Woman's power unfolding, yes, power unfolding to honor life, to honor life on earth. Passion. Woman's spirit is passion. Woman's spirit is birth. Woman's spirit is birth. Woman's power unfolding. Woman's power unfolding to honor life on earth. We're gonna honor life on earth. Yes, to honor life on
Oh my goodness. Yes, I did change the background because I wanted to be just a little bit lighter. It was too dark with all these people. So now we have, that's what's wonderful about doing live. We can just change all these
Change the
things.
background.
Wow. So what did you think of that little film with all those beautiful women? Any thoughts on that?
I love the ending of that. I love the whole thing, but the thing that most spoke to me was to remember what your soul purpose is, to remember your value, your worth. You know, that's really what it's about.
Why do you think, either one of you answer this, why do you think we as women have forgotten that? I mean, I noticed that a lot with younger women. They seem to have to always put on a costume or project something rather than just projecting themselves. Why do you think? What do you think happens in our socialization?
Oh, I could go on a diatribe about that.
I think one of the things, if I look at my own life, I think sometimes there's a lot of clutter. A lot of clutter in my heart because there's a lot of things I want to do. And the more I can clear that out, then what I'm meant to do and what I'm here to do rises up a little bit easier for me. What do you think, Sharon?
I think related to that, I think we all experience that. We all must because, well, I just think it's very hard when you haven't had an image of what a woman is to be. So when I saw the show, I felt immediate sisterhood with those women. That could be me. There, but for the grace of something, that could be me. Any of those lives, and there was a great beauty. You know, there was strength, and there was. There was pain, there was humility, there was great tenderness, the woman kissing a man who had no legs on, and it was beautiful. Mm-hmm. There's great beauty there. But I think the wool has been pulled over our eyes, and we've been taught that it's outer beauty that counts. And that's it. So what we look like, what our waist is like, what our hair is like, where you wrote that beautiful poem about hair, how internalized it's been about how important how we look is. How we look is nothing. How we look goes nowhere. How we look has no substance. But it's nice for somebody who wants to have a beautiful object with him. Our real beauty is inside, and that's what we relate to when we see those pictures, and that's what isn't shown to us, our culture. No, they say inner beauty, but what does that mean? We don't talk about truth. We don't talk about love. We don't talk about compassion. Christianity is a religion of love. That's the message of Christianity.
Well, actually, Sharon, they're all messages of love. And I just want to tell you an interesting story about myself. I grew up in Southern California, and I used to go to Santa Monica Beach, Muscle Beach, and I couldn't stand it because I never had big hips. So I never looked like I had a waistline. So I used to wear a cinch belt under my bathing suit, and I could hardly breathe. But at least my waist looked small. So I can totally relate to what you're saying, I mean, there's just so many things going on.
Well, I just want to interrupt because it's in every time I go to the grocery store, there's a barrage of those magazines that are, what is this person doing in their relationship, and what is this, this person didn't tell the truth, and all these dramatic stories, but it's really all about how they look. Everything, it's just a barrage of stuff about how we look. And that's it. That's as far as it goes. So there's nothing else offered. Maybe an Oprah who has some deeper stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I can relate because I'm a woman and I'm here with you guys. But I also think that to just, I don't know. I had a great family, great role models. I didn't feel so conditioned by that.
Great.
I really didn't. I actually felt like something was lost because I didn't feel so conditioned by how to be a woman or also, how to be a girl.
Vicchi, it's interesting that you bring that out because, there's 3 ages here. There's such, from what I was brought up, I'm 73, I was brought up in the 50s. I was trying to be discovered like Lana Turner, and I mean, I'm struggling now that I'm not dyeing my hair. And then Sharon comes behind me. She's about maybe 5 years younger than me, or maybe even more. What are you?
I'm 69, so I'm 4 years
Oh my goodness!
younger.
So her and I are actually in the same age. And how old are you?
54.
So 54. There's 3, and if I brought my daughter in, or I brought my granddaughter in, it would be a whole different scene. Well, Vicchi, we have another person out here waiting to say hello. I think we have some dancers here, and it's just wonderful. So I want to thank you so much for being on Women's Spaces. Thank you for all your input. And now, before we bring the dancers on, we're going to do something very, very special. This is the dance. This is the dance that Eve Ansler has. She's done this wonderful video, and it's going across the globe. And we are going to put it on Women's Spaces right now. And we're going to bring some dancers in. They have their shirts on and all that other good stuff. And here we go.
Oh.
Here we go. Here we go. Are you Julie? Okay.
On my knees I pray. I'm not afraid anymore. I will walk through that door.
the chain. Marianne Williamson says something about break the chain.
I'm telling you that I'm addicted to that song, and I want to thank Eve Ansler from the bottom of my heart for doing this 1 billion Rising, and for doing that song, and for surviving cancer and all those other things. And all I can say is Eve Ansler for president. Anyway, we now have a special guest in our studio by the name of Julie Chasen, and Julie actually is doing the dance down in downtown Santa Rosa and has a very interesting story. Welcome, Julie. Welcome to Women's Spaces.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
I see you're wearing the T-shirt.
I am.
Looks
Here we
great.
Oh, beautiful. 1 billion. Well, tell us how you got involved in this.
I got involved in this because I heard Eve Ensler on the radio sometime last year talking about her vision of women all over the planet dancing on Valentine's Day as a statement of love, celebration, and a resolve to end violence against women. And I just thought that was such a fabulous idea. I just couldn't wait. And I was just waiting as it got closer to Valentine's Day. I'm like, I wonder where we're going to dance and who's going to dance. And I started talking with my friends and said, maybe we'd like to dance in this park or that park. But we were waiting to hear like when a big thing was being organized. And then we heard that there was something going on. I heard that something going on in Petaluma. It sounded really wonderful. But I have a real passion for doing things really local, like not using a car very much, being really low on fossil fuel use. And I just couldn't get behind driving to Petaluma to celebrate women and to try to end violence against women. Because I feel like the destruction of the earth is connected to the violence against women. It's all the same thing. So I decided 2 weeks before Valentine's Day, so 2 weeks ago, I decided I think I have to call a meeting and see who wants to really make something happen so that we can really have a big joining together of women to dance. And I called a meeting. I just put the word out to friends and people involved in the organization that I started in my neighborhood called Growing a Village, Cultivando un Pueblo. And 11 women showed up for our meeting, and then it just multiplied exponentially. And we're expecting hundreds to dance downtown Santa Rosa.
Well, I just want to thank you, Julie, for coming in and being on Women's Spaces. It looks like we are out of time. They're rolling the clock, and I want to wish you, how many women are dancing with you downtown?
I think we're going to have a few hundred people. We'll see.
Oh, this is so exciting. I'm going to run down there after the show.
You
We're all
should.
going to run down. And Sharon, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I want to thank all the wonderful women that have been on Women's Spaces with me. I mean, I can't thank you enough. And so time goes by really quickly when you're having a good time. And here we are, out of time. Anyway, to my viewers, this has been quite a stretch. And to my listeners, I hope you've been listening and loving this. I want to thank Evelina Molina for being so gracious and doing the, streaming it on radio. And I want to thank everybody for listening. I want to thank my mentor, Mary Harmon, for helping me. She came in early to set up all the screens and set up the microphones. And I want to thank Sharon Messner for coming down from Women's School, and from Cha-Cha, from our friend Cha-Cha for coming down and making a statement, and also to Vicchi Oleski. And I'm really sorry we had another guest that I'm going to talk to after this, but I'm going to make a special effort to make sure we get her on. She has a wonderful healing center in Katati, and I'm so sorry that we weren't able to get her on. Anyway, you've been watching and listening to Women's Spaces. I am your host and producer, Elaine Holtz, and I want to wish you a joyous day, and we are going to say so long for now.